Hello, welcome to a Hare over here. I am Hare, and today we are, as the name suggests, we are talking about Hayao Miyazaki's. I got something. Hayao Miyazaki's new The Boy and The Heron. Well, right off the bat, um, I like it. Like the review from some of the I haven't exactly looked into any of the reviews or anything, but um, from what I can see, the general response of it is overall positive, and in general, I do agree. It is, as always, it's wonderfully animated. The story at times, although I have submitted one issue primarily with one position, overall, it is a excellent movie overall. That is the big thing. So if you're simply wondering, like, is it good? Should I go and see it? Um, I'm going to outright say no. Um, I would definitely say that you should go and watch it. Is it good enough to see in the theaters? I'm 50-50 on it right now, but as it stands, it is a good movie, and which I'm gonna shift over real quick. So it is being Rotten Tomatoes. It's at on IMDb 1.6, Rotten Tomatoes 96. I think my general home internet's being actually somewhat slow at the moment, but from Rotten Tomatoes, most of the score always getting to that early on. The and overall, I would have to say it is a solid 7-8 out of 10 for me. Um, Wonderfully animated, and what you expect out of a Hayao Miyazaki movie, out of any Studio Ghibli movie. If you're looking for an excellently animated movie, it is great. In terms of uh, voice acting, I did see both the the original Japanese, and the original and the English dub to it. Um, both were excellent. Most of the performances were kept very similar, though. Uh, the Robert Patterson and his take on the Heron, slightly different but similar enough. Granted, I haven't heard the man's voice enough to outright say, "Oh yeah, I know." I can uh, for me to outright say, "Oh yeah, I know his voice." One of the reasons why I definitely wanted to see um, his take on the role, why I definitely wanted to see it, was his general take was I was hearing online that's like, oh yeah, his he took it super seriously, and his take is very interesting. It is different than the Japanese dub overall, but I'm not going to be actively saying uh, it is different enough to say, oh yeah, his take on the character is good. Um, Overall, one of the shortfallings that I have with the story that's not really a shortfalling um, is only enough the story. It's odd. Of the movies that I've reviewed for this channel for this year alone, it's like in if I was going to rank all the movies, Wish, Napoleon, and The Boy and the Heron, it's one of those things that's like in terms of overall story, like, good stories, I would have to put really enough Napoleon above everything else, then The Boy and The Heron, and then Wish. In terms of story, like Napoleon, The Boy and The Heron, Wish. In terms of story, competency. And I'm not saying that the story of this movie is bad. I'm something about it just seemed off in a bit in that at times it gave me the Alice in Wonderland, and minor spoilers. The major issue that I had was nearing the complex with between him and between the main character and his stepmother. Um, when he went into the delivery room, that like some of the things around that, like between the relations between Mahakahita and that's not actually how you pronounce his name. Mahito and Natsuki. I got some of the points that they were trying to make, but at the same time, it's like, they could have walked on that. Like, granted, it's on enough the focus of the movie, and yet not like their relationship, and yet I think it is important enough that they could have done a little more with the overall story. Yeah, like I said, it's really the scene in the delivery room that I was like, where is this coming from? It's like, I can partially see it, but at the same time, where is it coming from? But I can see where it came from, but it also seems like the scene needs to exist in the movie. But I think they need to build up to it a little bit more. That it wasn't like in Wish that's like, well, that scene seemed completely useless. Or it's like they could have merged those two scenes together. That scene was somehow completely needed, and yet some of the like catharsis that it's supposed to be bringing, it isn't bringing that I would personally want from that scene. So yeah, it like I said, it needed a little bit more. The movie needed that scene in particular, the delivery room. It's like, okay, but overall, the movie's good. Like I said, I'm giving it a solid 7, solid 8 out of 10. Let's cut it and say a solid 7.5. Um, and it's definitely worth seeing. Is it something that you should definitely see in the theaters? Probably more than Wish, but it's you won't make you won't feel bad if you don't see it in the theaters. So yeah, that was all my thoughts on the movie. I know there's shotgun and whatnot, but I think it is important. If you're a huge Miyazaki fan, it's worth seeing. It's a wonderful film. If you're not a big Miyazaki fan, but you're a fan of generally good animation, like animated films or fantasy films. Um, Definitely worth an eventual watch. Eventual watch. Yeah, definitely for fantasy fans. Um, and overall, that's my general thoughts. Oh, they were at times that's like early on they was like, and it's like, oh yeah, I was like, again watching the original Japanese, then I watched it in the dub. There was one time that's like, wait, did they just cut a segment out? It was tiny, and there seemed to be a whole lot more. Miyazaki has all and sound, his co-partner in terms of the sounds, have been known for the moments of silence in the movies, and definitely definitive moments of silence. In the English dub, he does have definitive moments of silence, or of either no little music or no music and sound effects. In the Japanese dub, there seems to be a little bit more of that, or sound effects that seem might have not been originally there. I didn't wasn't watching them back to back, and I wasn't like trying. It was like, wait, was there music here? It's like, oh, there seems to be more music. It's one of those things that's like, be conscious about if you're a huge Miyazaki fan. If you're not, again, wonderful movie. Um, Something that I would say for anyone, if you enjoy some amount of fantasy, if you enjoy some amount of Alice in Wonderland, it's not. Don't get me wrong, it is not Alice in Wonderland, but it's one of those like rivers, two boats crossing each other in the middle of the night in the ocean. It's they are going parallel. It's one of those like you can make comparisons, but they are not the same thing at all. Um, but yeah, go and watch it eventually. And as always, I'll see you around, people. Leave your thoughts about the movie down in the comment section down below. See you around.